Okay, welcome to the second day of Mac 132 Blueprint Reading 2. Today I quickly reviewed the syllabus information. Please go to Blackboard if you have any other questions. There's a very detailed course schedule there that we're going to follow as well. I also reminded everybody that the homework assignment number one is going to be due on the 21st of January, but we're going to call those take-home quizzes from now on, because you should be doing the homework in the book on your own and doing your reading on your own. You know which chapter we're in, and you're college students now. So, my first talk was about GD&T from a big picture status. I went back over symbology and what a symbol means. It's an object which stands for, in our case, an entity or a condition. You look at the symbol, it represents an entity on the print or a condition about a relationship between two of the dimensions or entities on the print. Like perpendicularity is this face with that face. It has to be at a right angle. All right. I emphasized also in the big picture here the kind of thinking skills that we're developing. They're called spatial intelligence or spatial thinking skills. All right, it means that you're able to imagine in 3D what an object will look like from 2D drawings, or how it will behave, how it will move, and how it will fit with other things. The ability to imagine those things purely in your head is spatial intelligence. And you're going to need a lot of it to understand GD&T. But we aren't going to go into this in such a deep level that it should intimidate you. You're going to have to know what the symbols mean on a skin deep level. Then you're going to have to know what the symbols mean on a much deeper level and how they relate to the other things on the print. We don't have GD&T for no reason. It was badly needed in order to keep parts from being made correctly on the print, but still not being any good. Then I went into the second part where I pointed out the chart that has the symbols and their meaning and the 5 categories of tolerance that GD&T symbol chart refers to. I asked you to run down and see which ones were familiar and which ones weren't. How some of the symbols were very intuitive. It's easy to figure out what they mean or what they're talking about, as opposed to some of the other ones where it took a little bit more thinking to do so. That page 296 in your book is going to be on the test, so I suggest that you do that exercise. All right, I went and I described, and I had formally drawn up here, a feature control frame and how we read them from left to right. And that's where we look for the GD&T on a print. We look for feature control frames, then we look at the symbols, and then we have to apply much deeper spatial thinking skills in order to truly understand what they mean to the shape of the part and to the finished product. The placement of that feature control frame is critical. It refers to either a surface or it can refer to a line or an axis. So that is very critical that you understand how the placement affects which features you're talking about. A feature can either be just like a surface with one point of contact, but a feature of size is measurable with a vernier because it has 2 points of contact. The OD of something or the whole mean that they are a feature of size, inside dimensions and outside dimensions. A surface is more like from here down to the floor, I need to measure this distance. Well, I don't have another point of contact here. So that's just a feature. That surface down there on the floor is a feature. It's not a feature of size because it lacks 2 points of contact. This is a basic dimension. A basic dimension is theoretically perfect. It's manufacturing's goal for this part. That point be 1.125 from wherever it is located. Do not use the feature, the title block tolerances on this. If you have any question about a basic dimensions tolerance, ask your boss. But what they are tied to, the datums are located along with them. Okay, I talked about the 1, 2, 3 rule in GD&T. The first thing is establish the datums, control the datum features, and locate the rest of the datum references back to locate the rest of the features back to the datum reference. There are 6 degrees of freedom on any part. This way and that way, this way and that way, up and down, this way, and this way. The 6 degrees of freedom. When we're making fixtures, we use a version of the 1, 2, 3 rule in that we have 3 points of contact on the bottom face, 2 points of contact against the second datum, and 1 point of contact up against the third. When we clamp down, we have restricted this part in all 6 degrees of freedom. It can't move. We don't want it to move while we're machining it. M means MMC, the abbreviation, maximum material condition. L, least material condition. S, if you don't see S, assume it's there. If you see, if you don't see maximum material condition or least material condition on a print, assume that that dimension is regardless of feature size. I tried to describe what regardless of feature size meant, and I don't see it right here, but I remember having you guys write all that down. So we tried to cover a lot today, and I want to make sure that you don't get intimidated by GD&T. If you find that you're getting in the weeds, stop and go back to the beginning of the symbol again, and then start seeing how it relates to other things. In this course, we will be only relating them to one itself or one other dimension. We're not going to get into real deep stuff in the GD&T. The thing to remember about maximum material condition is it's the best donut. The least material condition is the worst donut you could ever buy. And that rule number 1 states that you must have perfect form at maximum material condition. The example I gave was if you had 1/10 of clearance between a pin and a hole in a part, it probably would still not go together because it lacks perfect form. That's what we covered today. I thank you for your patience, and we will go more. We will spend one more class on this chapter completely. Then we're going to have a test. Just consult the schedule. Thank you, and have a good day.